Hello everyone. Through this video we are going to discuss the sums of exercise 11.4. But before that, what are the standard equations of hyperbola that I would like to mention. So first heading that I am going to give here is standard equation of hyperbola. Standard equation of hyperbola. So in this case, two formats actually we are going to get when the figure is like this. Suppose I'm drawing a rough sketch. This is the hyperbola. Means when the transverse axis is along the x-axis, then the figure looks like this. This is x dash o x y o y dash. So in this case, suppose this one is the focus, first focus, this is second focus. F1 we are going to consider of course as minus c comma 0, and here this to be F2 c comma 0. The vertices will be considered as minus a comma 0, and here it is a comma 0. So in such case, suppose for framing an equation, we already know that an arbitrary point is required. Suppose pxy be any arbitrary point lying on the curve of hyperbola. When I join this, when this point P is connected with F1 and F2, I mean both of the foci, in that case the equation takes the form first type 1. Here in this case the equation is x square by a square minus y square by b square is equal to 1 when the transverse axis is along the x-axis. Again, let's come to type 2. This is type 2. Suppose the figure is drawn like this when the transverse axis is along the y-axis. Suppose the figure looks like this. This is x dash o x y o y dash. In this case, suppose the figure is like this. This is hyperbola. Then say these two are the foci. This is the first focus. Say its coordinates are 0 comma c. This is the second focus. Here it is 0 comma minus c. Then after the vertices will be 0 comma a, this will be 0 comma minus a. So in this case, if suppose we consider any point P lying on this curve of hyperbola, in that case after joining this with the foci, the equation will be taking the form, say this is px comma y is arbitrary point. In that case the equation will be y square by a square minus x square by b square is equal to 1 when the transverse axis is along the y-axis. So these two are the two different formats of equation of hyperbola. Next we shall come to exercise. We are going to start with exercise 11.4. In the first part of this exercise there are 6 similar type of questions. From each type I am picking up one. So in this first part of this exercise, what we are asked to do, in each of the exercises 1 to 6, we are asked to find out the coordinates of foci, then the vertices, the eccentricity, and the length of latus rectum of hyperbola. So I'm picking up the first question. Given equation is x square by 16 minus y square by 9 is equal to 1. Let us mark this as 1. So actually this equation is following the format. Which format it is following? The first format which I have explained just now, and that is what? X square by a square minus y square by b square is equal to 1. This format is followed. That is why we are going to compare this given equation with this standard form. So let us write down in what we can we write. Comparing one with the standard equation, comparing one with the standard equation x square by a square minus y square by b square equals to 1, we get what? We get, of course, a square will be equal to 16, out of which we can get a is equal to 4. Actually this is length of half of the transverse axis. Similarly, b square will be equal to 9, which will be giving us the result for b as 3. So these two results we get. After this, we already know that the relation between a, b and c is what? C square is equal to a square plus b square. So this relation we shall be using for finding out value of c, so that we can determine the coordinates of foci. Now c is equal to square root of a square plus b square. Out of this we shall be getting what? 16 plus 9 equals to square root of 25. The result comes as 5. So after this, what we shall do, therefore, or just we can write, since the transverse axis is along the x-axis, hence the foci are, how can we write? We can write like this, plus minus c comma 0, that is plus minus 5 comma 0, and this is the answer for foci. Then after we are asked to find out the vertices. The vertices are, how can we write? Plus minus a comma 0, that is, result will be what here in this case? The result will come as plus minus 4 comma 0. Then after we shall be finding out the eccentricity. The eccentricity, E is equal to c by a. The result will come as what? 5 by 4. The result is 5 by 4. Then the length of latus rectum is equal to 2b square by a. Let's put the value here. B square is what? It is 9. 9 by 4. So we shall be getting the result to be ultimately 9 by 2. And this is the answer for the first question. After this, we shall come to question number 2. So in question number 2, given equation is y square by 9 minus x square by 27 is equal to 1. So let's mark this as 1. We can clearly observe that it is following the form y square by a square minus x square by b square equals to 1. Yes or no? This format is followed here. So I'm going to compare 1 with this format. So after this we can write comparing 1 with the standard equation y square by a square y square by a square minus x square by b square equals to 1. What shall we get here? We get a square as 9, which will give us a as 3. Then b square comes as 27, and its a square root will of course be equal to 3 root 3. After this we need to find out value of c. Therefore c is equal to square root of a square plus b square, and that will give us the result of it is 9 plus 27, and the result comes as root 36, that is equal to 6. Therefore the foci are now on which axis will it be lying? The transverse axis is along which axis? Of course the y-axis. So in what way we are going to write? That part actually we have to mention here. Since the transverse axis is along the y-axis, hence the foci are, how can we write? 0 comma plus minus c, that is 0 comma plus minus 6. After that what shall we write? The vertices are 0 comma plus minus a, that is 0 comma plus minus 3 we shall get here. Then eccentricity E is equal to c by a. What can we write? c is 6 and a is 3. So ultimately on cancellation our result will come as 2. Eccentricity is 2 here, and then after length of lattice rectum is equal to 2b square by a, and the result will come as b square means actually here in this case b square is 27, and in place of a we can write 3. So on cancellation it is 9, so result will come as 18. So this is the answer for this part. Then remaining questions, question number 3, 4, 5 and 6 belong to the same category, so I'm picking up question number 4. The rest of the questions of this first part can be solved in the same way. So here goes question number 4. Given equation is 16x square minus 9y square is equal to 576. So we have to reduce it to the standard form. Of course the first quantity is x square, so we can get the form here x square by a square minus y square by b square equals to 1. We should try to get this form, and for that what we should do, both the sides should be divided by 576. So 16x square minus 9y square divided by 576 is equal to 576 divided by 576. So 16x square by 576 minus 9y square by 576 is equal to 1, of course. On cancellation, we shall get here 36. Then after again cancelling this with this one, we shall be getting the result as 64. So ultimately it is x square by 36 minus y square by 64 is equal to 1. Let us mark this as 1. Now we can compare this with the standard form. Comparing 1 with the standard equation. What is the standard equation here? Of course this one. Already I told you. Equals to 1. We get a square equals to 36. That will imply a is equal to 6. Then b square is equal to 64. B is equal to 8. So here in this case what we shall get, after that we need to find out what is the value of c. So c is equal to square root of a square plus b square, and we shall be getting here in place of a square it will be 36, in place of b square the result will come as 64, and then the sum is of course 100 and the result will come as 10. Since the transverse axis is along the x-axis, hence the foci are plus minus c comma 0. Yes or no? It will be plus minus c comma 0, that is plus minus 10 comma 0 we shall get here. Then the vertices are plus minus a comma 0, that is plus minus 6 comma 0. Then eccentricity E is equal to c by a. C means what? 10. A is what? 6. Let's do cancellation. It is 5 by 3. And then after we shall be getting the length of lattice rectum as is equal to 2b square by a. What result shall we get? 2 into b square will come as 64, right? It is 64. Then after in place of a we need to write 6. So after cancellation it is 3. So result is 64 by 3. So this is the answer of question number 4. Next we shall be moving towards the second part of this exercise. Before starting question number 7, let us see what is written here. In each of the exercises 7 to 15, find the equation of hyperbola satisfying the given conditions. So some conditions will be provided here. On the basis of that we should try to find out the equation of the hyperbola. So I am starting with question number 7 here. This is question number 7. Let us see what are the things given. Given vertices are plus minus 2 comma 0 and the foci are what are these? Plus minus 3 comma 0. Since the vertices and foci and foci lie on the x-axis. Therefore the equation of hyperbola will be taking what form? Takes the form, of course, the first form, that is x square by a square minus y square by b square is equal to 1. Let's mark this as equation 1. Now from the vertices we get a as 2. Then from the foci we get what? C is equal to 3. So what is not there is B. Therefore, of course, we have to proceed with the relation C square equals to A square plus B square. So put the known values here. It is 3 square. So A square is 2 square plus B square. So what result for B square do we get here? 9 minus 4. Yes or no? So 9 minus 4, it is, the result will come as B square equals to 5. Therefore, required equation is 1. 1 implies x square by a square minus y square by b square. It was like this, yes or no? Now in the respective places put the value. A is already known to you. That is what? 2 square. X square by 2 square minus y square. B square is what? It is 5. That is equal to 1. So after this, what do we get? X square by 4 minus y square by 5 equals to 1. And this is the required equation. Then after, we shall come to question number 8. In question number 8, what are the things given? Given vertices are 0, plus minus 5 and foci are, what are these? 0, plus minus 8. So here in this case we find that the vertices and foci lie on which axis? It is y-axis. So if they are lying in the y-axis, so what do we get? We get that the equation of hyperbola will be following the second type. So what can I write here? We can write that since the vertices and foci lie on the y-axis, hence the equation of hyperbola takes the form y square by a square minus x square by b square is equal to 1. And we are going to mark this as 1. This equation to be marked as 1. Now from the vertices, we get, what do we get? We get that A is equal to 5. And from the foci, we get what? C is equal to 8. Then it is our turn to find out what is B square. Therefore, B square is equal to, of course, C square minus A square. Let us put the values. 8 square minus 5 square. So 64 minus 25. The result will be like 39, equal to 39. So after this, 1 implies, just we need to derive the equation now. Therefore, 1 implies 1 implies y square by a square is 5 square minus x square by b square is 39 is equal to 1. So this implies y square by 25 minus x square by 39 is equal to 1. So ultimately this is the answer we get here. Next we shall come to the next question. Question number 9 is exactly similar to question number 8, so can be done in that way. Similarly, question number 10 and 11 are of the same kind. I am picking up question number 10. In the same way, question number 11 can be done. So proceeding to question number 10. So in question number 10, what are the things given? Given foci are plus minus 5, 0 and length of transverse axis. Length of the transverse axis is given to be 8. We all know that the length of transverse axis can be taken as twice a, that is equal to 8. So value of a will be what? 8 by 2. So value of a comes as 4. Now we get that the foci are this 5 plus minus 5, 0. So from the foci we get, what do we get? C is equal to 5. Therefore b square will be coming in what way? C square minus a square, that means 5 square minus 4 square, it is 25 minus 16, so of course 9. One more thing, since the foci lie on the x-axis, on which axis it is lying? It is lying on x-axis. Hence the equation of hyperbola takes the form. Which form will it be taking? Since it is lying on the x-axis, therefore x square by a square minus y square by b square is equal to 1. So let's put the values directly now. X square by a square is what? 4 square, and y square by b square is already 9, we had derived it. So after this, what shall we get? X square by 16 minus y square by 9 is equal to 1. So in such type of questions, when length of transverse axis will be given, this is the way to find out the equation of hyperbola. In the same way, the question involving conjugate axis can also be done. In case of conjugate axis, we have to consider the length as twice b. We shall be getting value of b there, and then we have to evaluate value of a using the value of foci, means c equals to 13 and length of conjugate, half of conjugate axis. After this, we shall come to question number 12. Question number 12 and 13 are of the same kind. So we shall be doing question 12. So in 12, what do we get? Given foci are plus minus 3 root 5, 0. 3 root 5, 0 and length of lattice rectum we are getting to be 8. So in case of length of lattice rectum, what can we write? Twice b square by a is equal to 8. So after this can be cancelled out, it is 4. So b square is equal to 4a. So this result we got here. From the foci again, what do we get? C is equal to 3 root 5. So value of C also we got. Now using the relation, now we shall get here C square is equal to A square plus B square. This is the relation involving these three quantities. So in place of C we can write 3 root 5 whole square. A is not known to us, but in place of B square we can put this value, so it is 4a. Now let us break it. 3 square is 9. 9 into 5, it is 45, is equal to a square plus 4a. So after this, what do we get? A quadratic equation we get. Like this, we have to place the terms. On splitting the middle term, what can we write? Minus 5a minus 45 is equal to 0, and the factors will become a plus 9 and a minus 5 equals to 0. So in this case, of course, we are getting two values. A is equal to minus 9. This is neglected because a can never be negative. Neglected because it is length, and not and, it is or a is equal to 5. So this result we have to consider. So here a is equal to 5. So b square will be equal to 4 into a, means 4 into 5 is equal to 20. Yes or no? Again, the foci lie on x-axis. Yes or no? So since the foci lie on the x-axis, hence the equation will be taking what form? Hence the equation of hyperbola takes the form x square by a square minus y square by b square is equal to 1. Let us put the respective values here. This implies x square by 5 square minus y square by 20 is equal to 1. That can further be written as x square by 25 minus y square by 20 is equal to 1. So this is how, when latest rectum is given, in that case we can find out the equation in this way. So this is the answer. So question number 13 is exactly similar. Now with the questions what we have done till now, with the help of these, question number 14 and 15 also can be solved. So these two questions are left for you all. Please make this complete. Thank you.